Okay, so now let's practice and explore some features that we have in Google Sites. Okay, basically what you can do after you have seen the assignment right here, you can click the link sites.google.com and then sign in to your email first. So please sign into your email. You can use your student's email. Yeah. Okay, so once you are there, I believe that you will see this page. So this is like the home page that we have in Google Sites. Okay, so you have some templates available, and you can pick one of the templates up there, or you also have some, if you have used it before, you have some projects that you have made earlier, that you have made before. So something like this, yeah. Because it's not my first time making websites using Google Sites, so I have made several projects. So you can see the projects right here. And the same with your web page that you're gonna make. Later on, if you have started creating the web page, it's gonna be available right here, yeah. So you can always see your recent project right here. Now, if you want to start making a new project, making a new website or web page, you can just click any of this, yeah. You can click any of the templates available right here. If you want to create, everything from scratch, then you can click the blank site right here. If you want to pick any of the available templates, then you can, click any of those. Yeah, we have right here, IC graduates, and then class, salon, professors, club, and so on. Oh, and if you wanna see more templates, you can click the template gallery right here. So you're gonna have other templates like family update, portfolio, event, project, and so on. Okay, and just for the sake of example, let's say I pick this one. You can pick other template. It doesn't have to be the same. So let's say I pick this one, project. Then you're gonna be brought to the template right away. So after you have picked one of the templates, you're gonna be brought to the website that you are going to create with that template. So for example, because I picked project, so we have this template, and you can name the website or the web page by clicking the top left corner of your page. Yeah, you can name it with, let's say, web-based platforms for teaching language skills. Okay, you might notice that for the name of the website, I do not use listening and or viewing, but instead I use language skills. Why? Because as I mentioned, we're gonna have 4 weeks, not only this week, but we're gonna have 4 weeks in total for you to make at least four web pages in this website. Okay, so it means that the whole website is going to be used for language skills, not only listening and viewing, but also it's going to include reading or presenting and other language skills. Yeah. So for example, you can use this name for your website, or you can create any other name for the website as long as it's, as long as it can represent the content of the whole website, something like that. So you can paste this one, you can paste this name of the website di sini gitu ya, project name, something like that. So it's gonna be the name of the website. If you're using other templates, you might not see something similar to this, but what you need to understand is that you need to have a name for the website, and the name would be, would be some sort of title, for example, or yeah, just name, yeah, that you will use throughout the 4 weeks. Okay, so it's gonna be the name for our whole website. And then for this template, we have project name. Let's say we're using the same name. Web-based platforms for teaching language skills. And then you can create the description. You can write the description about this website, right? Just as an example. For example, you can write something like, this website explores some web-based platforms that teachers can use to teach language skills such as listening, viewing, reading, speaking, presenting, and writing. Yeah, feel free to create any description that you like as long as it's good and it represents the content. Yeah, so basically it's the description for the websites. And then mission of the project, if you feel like it's relevant for your website, then you can keep it and then just edit the description, you know. If you feel like, I think I do not need this part of the website, then you can just delete it. The way to delete it is by, you know, hovering your cursor to any part of it and then look for this, you know, this, how do we call it? This icon. So you need to find this delete icon to delete the section that you would like to delete. For example, I want to delete this, so just click this one, delete section. So the section will be eliminated. And then you want to delete this one as well, then you can just hover it and this one, click the delete section, something like that. That's the feature that you have in Google Sites. Now, you might feel like, well, I think I need to move certain section or certain part of the website above or down the page. Then you can just click on the section. You can just click on the section and then look for this symbol. Yeah. So you can, once you have this symbol, you can left click and then drag it somewhere, depending on where you want to put it, right? For example, if you want to move this section above, upward, then you can drag it upward and then leave it there. Leave it where you want to put it, yeah? For example, I want to put it right here, then I can just leave it right here. Something like that. The same goes with the contents, with the other contents. For example, you want to move it, this part, then just look for this symbol and then drag it somewhere you want to move it. Something like that. But be careful, if you move it anywhere, usually the layout will change depending on the space available. Because we move a part that is like this and then we move it to this space, then the template, the layout is going to adjust accordingly. It becomes something like this. If you feel like you have made a mistake and you want to move to the previous version of the page, then you can just click undo. The undo and redo buttons are available on the top right corner. Yeah. So you want to click undo, then just click this symbol. So it's gonna get to the previous version. Do you have any questions so far? So for the project template, the first page that you see right here is gonna be the home page of your website. Okay. This is not the web page that you're gonna need for the listening and viewing, right? Because if it is a website, the home page is gonna be like the first go-to page that you will see when you click on the link to your website, something like that. So it means that you need to add a new web page for this website so that you can focus the web page for only the listening and viewing skills. So how do we add a web page to this Google site? You can add a web page by clicking this one, the pages menu on your top right corner. So you can click the pages menu and then you can click this one. Yeah. And anyway, because this is project template, so by default you're gonna have history and then theme and then FAQ. I don't think you need them. Yeah. You do not need those pages. So you can just delete those pages by clicking the three dots on the right. I don't need history, so you can just delete that page. And then I don't need theme, you can just delete that. FAQ, you do not need that, so delete that as well. And then you only leave the home page, right? As we have talked about earlier. So that's the home page. Now, you need to add a web page, a new web page, so you can click the plus symbol and then you can pick the new page, new page button, this one. And then for the new page, you need to rename it. You need to add a name to the web page, the new web page. So what's the name? Any suggestion? Kira-kira namanya apa? Ya bisa, for example, web-based platforms for listening and viewing gitu. Karena tugas minggu ini is about listening and viewing, so you can create a name for that new page, something like this: web-based platforms for listening and viewing. Or perhaps you can create a shorter name by just using listening and viewing juga bisa gitu ya. And then if you need to add or edit certain details about this one, custom path gitu ya, bisa diklik advance. Tapi for now I think you do not need that menu. And once you're done renaming it, you can click done. Then there's gonna be a new page under the pages menu. So you have home now and you have listening and viewing, or the new page that you have created, right? So you can always click the pages button to see the web pages that you have, ya. Oke, Pak, kok tampilannya beda ya dengan yang tadi? Yeah, because this is the new page that you have created. What if, for example, you wanna get back to the home page? Ya, tinggal klik yang home right here, gitu ya. Atau bisa juga diklik di, kalau di sini nggak bisa. Tapi nanti, nah ini, di menu ini. Nanti di websitenya you will see this menu, and if you click that, it's a drop down menu, and you're gonna see the home. So you can just get back to the home, right there. Yeah. So it's gonna be like that. Do you have any questions? No? So this is the web page that you need to create for this week, gitu ya. Ini web page yang perlu kalian buat untuk minggu ini. Another detail, for example, ini kan di sini masih versi template-nya ya. What if, for example, you wanna attach the link to the new page in the home page? Jadi di home page ini kalian mau memasukkan link ke listening and viewing page. Then you can just edit one of the menu right here. Effort 1 ini diganti aja dengan namanya tadi ya, listening, nama page-nya I mean. So it can be something like listening and viewing, and then the description of that web page, right? For example, in this section, you are going to learn about web-based platforms that can be used to teach listening and viewing skills. Okay, so for example, we want to have this part of the home page to function as an icon, like a shortcut to get to the listening and viewing web page. So it means that you just need to edit the title and then the description, and perhaps if you want to replace the image, the picture right here, with something that is more relevant, then you can just click this one. More editing option, the 3 dots right here, and then replace image, and then you can upload if you have a better image on your computer, or you can click select right here to find a new image from the websites or from ini kok ada foto from Google Images, for example, ya, atau from the link, atau dari Google Images, for example. Then you're gonna need to type the keyword. Keywordnya apa? For example, pakai judulnya tadi, web-based platforms atau tools gitu ya, for teaching, listening, and viewing. And then it will show you a lot of pictures, yeah, that might be relevant and might not be relevant. Then you're gonna need to pick one that is appropriate. For example, you do not find any. Let's say in this page we do not find any pictures that are relevant. So maybe you need to change the keywords. Maybe you can just use listening and viewing, something like that. It's still not relevant, then change the keywords again. Listening and viewing skills, perhaps. What about that? Language skills. Not really. So perhaps, yeah, you need to change the keywords. Yeah. Let's say I don't want to change this image because I do not find any that is more appropriate. So let's just use this one, for example, and then you can link it, right? You need to attach the link to the new web page, right? So that when you click this, it will direct you to the listening and viewing web page, gitu ya. Kita kan perlunya biar kalau nanti ini kita klik, dia langsung ke listening and viewing, gitu kan. So what you can do is you can select the text or the image that you want to attach the link to the web page and then add the link, ya. For example, saya mau nambah link ke yang ini, judulnya listening and viewing. Nah, tinggal di tinggal di highlight yang bagian mau ditambahkan linknya ya. And then you can click this one, insert link menu. Ini kan ada tombol insert link ya. You can click insert link right here. Nah, di bagian link ini kalian tinggal pilih web page-nya yang mau dilampirin gitu ya. So you can pick listening and viewing. If you have more than one web pages, biasanya di sini akan muncul beberapa. But because we only have one web page, it means that there's only one web page, one page to select. Yeah, so let's select listening and viewing because that's the right web page, and then click apply. So then it will becomes something like this. It will become something like this. Yeah, if you click that, it's gonna direct you to this web page, gitu. Something like that. And then let's say I want every part of this section to direct me to that listening and viewing page, not only the title right here. Then just you can highlight this, yeah, you can just highlight this and then do the same thing. You can insert link and then pick the web page and then apply. So it will become something similar to the title that we have attached the link to. Yeah. And then what about the picture? I want to attach the link as well to that web page. So they just click the picture and then hit the insert link button and then select the web page and click apply. The same thing. Yeah. So when you click the image, it will show you the link to that web page. Something like that. Any questions so far? Ada pertanyaan? No? Okay, so for this week, you need to create a web page, right? Containing 3 web-based platforms or web-based tools that can support English language teachers in teaching, listening, and viewing skills. So it means that once you have the home page and the web page, yeah, you can get to the web page. Kalian bisa ke web page-nya yang listening and viewing. Nah, it is like your canvas, ya. Ini kayak canvas kalian gitu, to create the web page about web-based platforms for teaching, listening, and viewing. You can add anything onto this page, ya. Bisa ditambahkan apapun. Ini tata letaknya mau diubah, you can do that by dragging and dropping, ya, something like that. Mau digeser-geser juga bisa gitu. And then mau diganti gambarnya juga bisa. You can click this one, the image one, and then upload or select other image. And then you want to adjust the readability, you can click this menu like that, gitu ya. And so on and so forth. Now, if you need to edit the footer, you can do it right here. Ya, footer itu dia terlihat di homepage maupun di semua web pages. Ya, ini akan terlihat di home. Nah, ini kan ada footernya, maupun di web page-nya, namanya juga footer gitu ya. Ini diedit bisa. And then if you wanna add description or any kind of display, you can do it by click insert. So on the left side of the pages, on the top right corner, you have insert, right? So you have themes, you have pages, you have insert. For the themes, it is used to change the font size, or the colors, everything like that related to the template. So that's the themes. And then for the insert menu, so you have all the options. It can be text box, images, or embed means you can embed any content from the websites, or drive if you wanna attach, let's say, a file from your Google Drive, yeah? Or you can just click any content blocks right here. For example, you want to use this kind of content blocks, then you can select that, or if you want to pick this one, then you can select this, yeah? Let's say I want to pick this content blocks. I want to pick this kind of content. So let's just click this, and then it's going to add this one, the section, yeah? That looks like the content block that you select. Yeah. You can also pick any other options by scrolling it down. Then you will see various options. Yeah. You can even insert like Google Forms or Google Sheets, slides, and so on. Google Map, calendar, or videos from YouTube, and so on. So that's about it. Yeah. That's about how you can add various files, various items onto your web page. If you need to change the title, for example, then just type it. Something like that. Okay, let's say this one is gonna be YouTube, for example. And then you can, for example, insert the link to YouTube. But this one is gonna be video. Maybe you can insert like image about YouTube. No. Google Images. This one, for example, and then insert. Okay, there's a problem with the image. Let's say I want to replace it. Perhaps with this one. What if you want to adjust it? Like I do not want to crop the image, then just click on crop right here, or you can click crop right here if you want to adjust the way it looks, like that. Yeah, something like that. And then perhaps you can add the description about the about how YouTube and what features in it means the YouTube, right, can be used to teach listening and or viewing. Ini bukan berarti di copy ya, jangan ditiru deskripsinya kayak gini. Ini maksudnya instruksinya gitu. So you can replace this description with how YouTube and what features in it can be used to teach listening and or viewing. Tinggal kalian isi sesuai penjabaran kalian gitu, something like that. Atau mungkin di sini mau dikasih video tutorial juga boleh kalau ada di YouTube gitu ya, tentang bagaimana menggunakan YouTube untuk mengajarkan listening and viewing, for example. Bebas gitu. Tapi intinya kan berarti di sini ada satu konten tentang YouTube sebagai web-based platform untuk ngajar listening and viewing gitu. Bentuknya nggak harus kayak gini. Ya. Mau dibikin satu section kayak gitu juga bisa. Yang versi kayak gini, for example. Ya. Atau ini mau dipindah ke sini, like that, gitu juga bisa. Something like that. Okay, so that's how you can create the web page and the website, and then once you feel like it's ready to be published, then you can click publish right here. Okay? So you can click publish when it's done, and then for the web address, you can create your own web address. Silakan dibikin sesuai dengan web address yang representatif gitu ya. Nanti kalau bisa dipakai ya biasanya ada tanda centang gini. Nah, kemudian you can click manage. Yang bagian manage ini untuk draft itu berarti dibuat restricted nggak apa-apa. It means that it's only you who can see the draft, ya. But for the published, this one published site, you can click public. It means that anyone who has the link can access your website, your web page, gitu ya. Jadi you can click public, and then when once it's done, you can click done, and then this is gonna be public. Yeah, this is gonna be the link to the website. Okay, and then if you wanna change, like who can view my site, you can click manage right here. Itu balik ke yang menu tadi ya, apakah public, apakah ini. Tapi because it's an assignment, amannya kalian pilih public, karena kalau nanti hanya dipilih Universitas Kristen Duta Wacana, for example, if I do not log in to my email, UKDW's email ya, I will not be able to access your website. So just click public, like that, and then done. And then there's a menu right here about requesting public search engines not to display my site. So you can check it if you do not want it to be available on Google search, and you can uncheck it if you want it to be available on Google search, yeah, and then publish. and then it means that your website has been published. If you want to view it, you can click view, or you can just copy this one. This is the link to your website, you know. Or you can click this one, the preview button. If you want to preview the website, this is how it looks like. Karena tadi ngasal ya tampilannya acak-acakan. Gitu. Tapi kurang lebih kayak gini. Tadi kan ini kita kasih link ya. You can click it, so it's gonna direct you to the web page, something like that. Home, listening and viewing web page, something like that. This is on the desktop view. If you want to look it on the tablet view, you can click this one. So this is how it looks on the on tablets, yeah. If you want to see how it looks on smartphone, you can click the phone view. This is how it looks. Then you can close it because this is the preview button, right? If you want to see how it looks exactly on the real website, then you can just copy the link. Right here is the link to your website. So you can copy the link and then you can paste it anywhere on the web browser, the address bar right here. You can paste it and then enter it, and then it's gonna show you the website. Because your website has been published, so anyone who has the link, this link, can access your website. That's how you can use Google Sites to build a website and web pages for your project. Yeah. Any questions? Anyone? No? Jadi nanti yang di paste ke tugasnya adalah yang ini ya, yang di submit di sini adalah link ke websitenya yang ini. So you can copy the link from here, copy link, and then submit it to your tugas page. Yeah, something like that. Okay.